6 facts rich people don't want you to know because they might lose you as their exit liquidity. I'm frequently speaking to multimillionaires, and in today's video I'll share with you what I learned from my conversations with them. These facts might sound simple, but truly living up to them can easily enable you to live your rich life. Listen up, there are a lot of learnings in this one. You do not want to miss out. Let's get right into it with fact number 1. Never spend more than you make. This sounds so unbelievably simple, but it is probably the one thing I've heard over and over again when talking to rich people. But what does that mean exactly? Always have an overview about your cost. How much are your fixed costs each month? How much do you spend on groceries, shopping, eating out every month? Your money flows where your attention goes. So, in order to build wealth, you need to know your average monthly spendings. And if it turns out that they are higher than what you are currently earning, you need to cut costs and find a way to make more money. Because cutting costs alone probably won't get you anywhere. To me, it's astonishing how my millionaire friends exactly know what they are spending their money on. Why is that? Well, it's easy. They all build up their wealth with hard work, starting with very little. So in the beginning, when income was not that high, yet they knew exactly how much they could spend so that they still ended the month net positive, meaning having more net worth than at the beginning of the month. That's all that matters. Step by step, they made their way up, and so can you. Of course, now when they live their rich life, they have adjusted their spendings accordingly and are not looking too detailed at little cost any longer. A lot of them have something they call very free number. What does that mean? They have made up a certain amount, let's say $1,000. If anything costs less than this $1,000, they do not worry about it. They don't research alternatives, they just buy it and move on with their lives. You now might wonder, how the hell can I get there not to worry about $900 bills any longer? Here comes fact number 2. You won't get rich off your salary. Yes, you heard that right. Almost all rich people do not have a fixed income. What does that mean? How do they make money? At some point in their life, they decided that they no longer want to give their valuable time and knowledge to someone else, so that this person can make more money on their behalf. Meaning, they decided to no longer work for someone and instead to work for themselves and build an empire. So, what exactly did they do? Here are a few examples for you. One started up his own company, employed people, grew the business, and already made more than he could ever imagine. At a certain point, he got the chance to sell his company and thus could create generational wealth. Something that would have never been possible with working for someone and earning a solid salary. Another rich friend started by developing real estate projects. At first, he only developed them, financed by bank loans, and when finished, sold them off. Made a generous profit of each. At a certain point, he could afford to not sell the entire project and keep a few units to rent them out. This generates him a nice cash flow. Alright, one last example. Another rich friend worked as a graphic designer in a big agency. This wasn't really getting him anywhere. At a certain point, he decided to start working as a freelance designer. Not only could he make much more as the money charged for his work went directly into his pocket, but he could also decide to work for more than one client and thus heavily increasing his monthly income. The possibilities are nearly endless. Just remember, work for yourself in order to build your rich life. Now, making a decent cash flow alone won't make you a millionaire. Here comes millionaire tip number 3. Saving is for losers. You need to invest your money. It's vital to get your money to work for you for a number of reasons. First, inflation eats away a certain percentage of your buying power every month. Second, in order to achieve true wealth, you need both investments and cash flow. One thing is very important here. Make sure that your investments do not take away too much time from creating cash flows, especially when you are in the early phase of building your wealth. This is really important. Do you want to know more about why saving keeps you poor? Check out my video and learn the ultimate strategy to scale up your investments. Now, on to fact number 4. Buy assets and not liabilities. What the heck does that mean? At first, we need to understand what assets and liabilities are. An asset is something that in the future can generate cash flow for you, whereas a liability is something that takes money away from you. Keeping this in mind, let's have a look at the one asset most people aspire to have: a house, your home. Well, does that actually make or take money? Essentially, it takes money. Mortgage, tax, insurance, repair, maintenance, and so on. It might make you some money when buying low and selling high. It might. And yet, it doesn't mean that these gains outweigh the costs you had. The same goes for cars, especially when buying a brand new one. Cars are a massive liability, losing you money in an instant after you bought it. More, there is monthly cost attached to it. Okay. So you might say, I need to live somewhere and I need a car to get to work and so on. Yes, I got you. But have you considered the following? Let's say you have saved $100,000 and you're willing to use them as a down payment for your house. Now, let's do the following. You're going to rent a nice house and invest $100K in stocks or maybe even in an apartment that you rent out. This turns into an asset, actually making you money. Yes, you have to pay rent, but at the same time, there is no need to pay tax, repair, maintenance, and so on. Chances are high that this will generate wealth in the long term. The same goes for cars. Do you really need a brand new car? Or is it okay for you to buy the same model, which is maybe already a year old? By doing so, you'll cut out the massive loss all brand new cars have, and thus limit the cost of your liability to a minimum. Keep in mind, you want to build your wealth, become truly rich, and experience freedom of money, time, and location. One day, when you have achieved this status, you can easily buy a beautiful home and have a luxury car in the garage. That's actually what most of my millionaire friends have done. Some of them, yet, even still live in rented houses. How can you get to the point of true wealth? On to fact number 5. Compound interest works wonders. Literally, every millionaire makes use of this. What is that exactly and how does it work? Let me explain it for you as simple as possible. Let's say you can invest $1,000 per month. Let's assume you generate a net return of 7% per year. After 10 years, you will have created a wealth of more than $175,000. In 20 years' time, this will be more than $500,000, whereas solely saving you $1,000 per month would have provided you with less than half of it. This is the magic of compound interest and why getting your money to work for you is so incredibly important. Last but not least, number 6. This one is so important and something I learned from each and every of my rich friends. Take profits. Sounds so simple, yet it can be so hard. You've probably been there. Trust me, I have been there. A stock you bought had a good rally and produced some great profit. Yet you thought, come on, it might do another 10%. And suddenly it turned red and all your profits were gone. It is vital to know beforehand at what percentage you are willing to take profits and then stick to the plan. Don't become emotional. Take the profit, take the money. You'll then have the chance to reinvest it in another asset and make more money of it. There are thousands of chances to make money on each and every day. This is especially important when investing assets where volatility is higher, as for example in the crypto industry. Here, your gains can be wiped out in a short amount of time. In case you are now wondering where to start with your crypto journey, check out my Bitcoin Beginner Guide. Bitcoin is the true OG in the crypto industry and offers the smallest volatility. Therefore, it's the ideal starting point for your crypto journey.